Hey friends, welcome back to Farmhouse Harvest. It has been a hot minute. I have been so busy with getting my mom moved over here, but I did want to get on here today and share a few things with you. One of them is a natural dough enhancer. This recipe's on the blog, but I have been adding this to my sourdough bread recipes, and it's also very good for yeast bread recipes. It just naturally enhances your dough, helps it to rise higher and be softer, and it actually makes it last longer on your kitchen counter too. So it's just natural ingredients. I've got lecithin powder, vitamin C powder or ascorbic acid, ground ginger, and the last thing that it has is dried milk powder, and the dried milk powder is the base. It just helps it brown nicely and gives it a good color. So I just got all these ingredients separately. I have tried using some of them individually in bread recipes, but I'm super excited. I'm put together a recipe so that I can just make a big batch of this, keep it in a pint-sized jar in my refrigerator, and then add it to my bread recipes, a couple tablespoons for each loaf, just as I'm making them, so I have it ready to go. Now you might ask, why would I need a dough enhancer? Because I get bread to rise just fine without it. I do, it's true. I do get bread to rise just fine without it, and you really don't need it. But dough enhancers have been around for a really long time. The commercial ones that you can buy have chemicals in it and things that are not good for you. So I don't like using those. And I was just doing some research and found the ingredients that I could use that were natural, that were dough enhancers. One of them is the ginger powder, but there's so little of it in each loaf that you don't really notice a flavor at all. Even with sourdough, it works great. And when you're cooking with a lot of whole grains like I am, I'm using a lot of fresh ground einkorn flour, fresh ground hard white wheat flour. I just ordered a bag of kamut. And when you're using the whole grains, things just don't rise like an all-purpose flour or a bread flour would. And so this dough enhancer, it's really a game changer when you're using whole grains to help it just get that really beautiful rise that you get with all-purpose or bread flour. But it's whole grain and it's so much better for you. I decided to start reading the book Eat to Live by Dr. Fuhrman because my parents read it. It's like a 20-year-old book, but my mom has been struggling with cancer for a couple years now, and they have been following that book and a lot of advice that he gives. So I decided I would read it since they're moving here, and I will be cooking for them a lot. And he really talks a lot about eating whole foods, so whole grains where you still have the fiber and all the nutrients. So fresh ground flours are really good because you still get your fiber, and they are the highest in nutrients when they're fresh ground. When you buy whole wheat flour or flour already ground at the store, it has been sitting on the shelf for a long time, so it's lost most of its nutritional value. But when you grind it at home and then use it, all those vitamins and minerals are active and alive and available for you to absorb into your body and use. So I really like using the whole grains for that reason. I've mostly been using fresh ground einkorn, which this is right now, and it has a lower gluten content than regular whole wheat does. And so that makes it even harder to rise than whole wheat flour would, because it doesn't have the gluten, which gives it the structure and helps the gases to push against it and make those beautiful, nice air holes and get a really nice lift. So this dough enhancer will help with that, with low gluten flours like einkorn and kamut. But you don't have to only use it with low protein grains. You can also use it with all-purpose flour or bread flour, and it will help it rise even more. Making the switch from an all-purpose flour or a baking flour to fresh ground whole grain is a huge thing that you can do to very easily improve the quality of nutrition that you're feeding your family, especially if you're already cooking or baking bread for your own family. Changing it to a fresh ground whole grain is a game changer when it comes to nutrient density and really nourishing your family. It's just an easy swap that you can make. You will need to buy a grain mill. I inherited my great grandma's grain mill and it isn't perfect. I might invest in a newer one soon, but I do like that it has a hand crank on the back of it. So if the electricity goes out, or who knows what could happen in the future, I can grind wheat with it really well with a hand crank. I am not a doomsday prepper, but it does make me feel really good to be able to have that hand crank option on there. And that one was made like over 100 years ago, so I just love it. It needs to be finished. It needs to be refinished on the outside, and it's really big, so it doesn't fit on my kitchen counter very well, so I've got it in the pantry. Okay, I'm moving on to some delicious fall food. I have been craving curry. When the weather starts to cool off a little bit, no soup feels more fall to me than a curry. Why? Because the spices warm you up. It's not too spicy, but it's spiced enough that it warms you. And I decided that this acorn squash, if you're not familiar with acorn squash, it has a sweeter meat. So the flesh inside it that you eat is a little bit sweet, to the point where I've thought of doing like apple pie filling in the middle of these as a dessert. But tonight I'm using it a savory way, and I am going to scoop these out, put them upside down. You can salt and pepper them if you want. Put them upside down on a baking sheet and put them in the oven at 350 degrees for about an hour and let those roast until they're nice and soft. This recipe is on the blog at farmhouseharvest.net, just so you know. It's just a really healthy recipe. It's loaded with vegetables. It's loaded with protein and fiber and vitamins and all the good stuff that you want to get into your body and feed your kids. So the curry has sweet potato, carrots, celery, onion, garlic. It's a broth made with I'm using vegetable broth. It does have chicken in it. If you're a vegetarian, you can omit the chicken. I'm only using one chicken breast for the whole pot. And also garbanzo beans. Those are an optional option, but I really like the garbanzo beans in this curry. And then it has all the curry spices. So cumin, I am just using a curry powder, garam masala, if I'm saying that right, coriander, a little bit of cinnamon, red pepper flakes, which gives it the heat, and then I stir in a can of full fat coconut milk, and that gives it a really nice creamy thickness to it when you're done. I really enjoy chopping vegetables and cooking in my kitchen, especially if the kids are outside playing, at sports, out camping, fishing, doing something. One of my favorite things to do is just come in the kitchen and make something that takes a while. It doesn't happen really fast. It's not fast food, but it's good food. And putting it together, chopping all the vegetables, peeling them, smelling the broth, stirring everything, adding ingredients one by one, I feel like it is so therapeutic, especially if you can open the windows and get a nice breeze through the house while you're doing it. And so my kids are out with my husband right now. I've got the house to myself, and I am making this delicious fall curry soup. I think I called it autumn curry soup or autumn acorn curry on the blog at farmhouseharvest.net. I will link it below in the description so that you can go ahead and read it. But also, one great thing about this soup is that I put this together, fed my family, and then had leftovers. So I just put my whole Dutch oven in the refrigerator, which of course you don't have to do it that way. And then I had it for lunch the next day, and it's even better the longer it sits in the refrigerator because the red pepper flakes just get stronger and stronger. The first bite that you take of this soup, you think it's going to be spicy, but then it's just nice and warm in your mouth. Warms you up from your mouth, from the inside out, and it is just a great fall treat. So you can totally make this recipe ahead of time, get it put together, and then put it in the refrigerator for a couple days if you're not ready to use it right away, or if you are just meal prepping for the week. This is a great thing to put together and put in the refrigerator, and it's ready for you for easy lunches or dinners throughout the week. I am not a big meal planner for the week. I don't make a chart for the week or for the month, which my kids really wish that I would do, but I like to just use what I have. So today I have a whole bunch of sweet potatoes that have been sitting on my counter ready to be used for about a week. So I'm going to be cooking those for dinner tonight. And then whatever meat I have defrosting in the refrigerator, I'll usually get a bunch of meat out or put it in the refrigerator at the beginning of the week, and then I use that throughout the week to put meals together. So when I went grocery shopping for this recipe, I bought a big 6-pack of chicken breasts. It only used one, so then I had 5 chicken breasts in the refrigerator, and then I was able to use that the next day for stir fry and easy dinners. So it's just nice to have thawed out meat ready to go in the refrigerator and then be able to use whatever needs to get used right away. So you're not planning, you're not wasting, you're not keeping a lot of little containers of leftovers, because you're using things to create meals with throughout the week. Another thing I like to do is to bake some sourdough bread about twice a week. I do like to do the sourdough rolls also, but you can make a big batch of that and then just have it every day, so it's sitting on the counter or ready to go for meals. And we've been doing a ton of salads lately because my parents are here, but it's really nice to have that whole grain einkorn sourdough loaf just sitting on the counter. You can just slice it really thin and serve it with your salad, and it gives you some whole grain carbohydrate to your salad or your soup. It's really good for meal planning if you just make it a regular schedule to bake sourdough bread or sourdough rolls and have those ready to go. I have been asked many times, how do I get my kids to eat vegetables? How do I get them to eat healthy food? I really have not had a problem with it at all. You just make it taste good, of course. So you're going to season it, salt and pepper. Making soups with lots of vegetables in it is a great way to hide vegetables, and the kids really enjoy it when you serve it in something like this roasted acorn bowl for this soup. And then it's really good. It tastes delicious if you just use your spoon and scoop out some of the acorn flesh, and you've got the curry soup on top of it. The flavors and textures go really nicely together. So yeah, my littles enjoyed this soup. I hope this gives you some good ideas on healthy, good meals that you can make for your family at home. As always, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please do. Leave a comment with what you're making, and we'll see you next time.